Hello, my name is Manny De Silva. I'm a realtor with Remax Niagara, and thanks for checking out this video. I serve the Niagara region, but this channel is dedicated to Welland Real Estate. So if you're relocating to Welland and you want to learn a little bit more about the neighborhoods, market reports, and some examples of homes that I walk through, please feel free to take a look around the channel. And if you like the content, maybe you might want to consider subscribing. I also have linked my other channels, so if you're comparing Welland and St. Catharines or Port Colborne or other areas in the Niagara region, you can explore those channels and see if they are helpful. And if you have any questions that you'd like to go through with me, you're more than welcome to. I've left my contact details down there as well. And yeah, let's get started. It's the cost of living in Welland. It's the title of the video. And the most common questions that I get from people that help relocate to the city of Welland are going to be related to transportation, property taxes, utility costs, homes. I mean, we kind of talked about homes, home prices, I should say. And do we have fast internet? I'm going to answer the fast internet, which is yes, we do. So as long as you're not in Cook Mills, which is more of the rural side of within the city boundaries of Welland, everywhere else is going to have fast internet, and Cogeco is the supplier. There's also Rogers, and I use TechSavvy, which piggybacks on Cogeco, and I haven't had an issue with them, knock on wood. But the one thing that people don't ask me about is cell phone service, and that's going to depend. So if you are someone that needs to travel around for work or for your business, I'm going to share with you which provider I use or which carrier I use. So stick around for that. Let's talk about transit first. Let's get it out of the way, because I do have people that will have a car, but someone in the household may need to use transit. And I'm going to jump onto the Niagara Region Transit website, which is pretty informative. You can see the different fares, which I'm going to show you. You'll also want to download the transit app, because this app is going to notify you when your bus is coming. So it will tell you when to leave, to walk towards your bus stop. You can also pay for your fare on the app as well, but I don't want to get too deep in that. Let's take a look at the fares first, and then we'll move on to gasoline prices. So here's the Niagara Transit website, and you can see that there's local fares and regional fares. So what's the difference between the two? Local fares are for buses that are only going to be within the city of Welland, or for example, St. Catharines, only within the city of St. Catharines. And regional will be in between the cities. Okay, so if I needed to travel to the city of St. Catharines from Welland via public transit, I will need to pay for a regional fare. And it's generally double the price. But the real value here is really the metro, or sorry, I should say the monthly pass. And you get 31 days with this pass for $85.50, which is less than $3 a day. It's such a value add. Even if you only take the bus to get to work and back, it's much cheaper to go for a monthly pass than it is to go with a 10 ride or any other setup here. And if you are, say, for example, a student that lives in Welland, but you're going to Brock University, $160, and you'll be able to get that regional fare, because Brock University is in technically Thorold, but Thorold, St. Catharines. So you'll need that regional bus to get there. If you can, try to get yourself a car, because a car is going to be a lot more convenient to get around the Niagara region. There are areas that the Niagara Transit or Niagara Region Transit does not serve. So, for example, I've taken the NRT for short out to Font Hill, and what they use is like it's almost like an Uber. It's like a public Uber. So that's the best way I could describe it. I was able to get out there, but I wasn't able to get back, and I even tried calling cabs, and it was the time of day, and it was like the end of school, and I don't know, taxi cabs were occupied during that time. I guess parents will pay for cabbies to pick up their children. I'm not too sure, but that was the excuse that I got. So I got stranded in Font Hill, which is not good. So being able to have a car is a super plus. I don't know how to explain it to you really, but if you can get a car, try to do your best to do so. Gasoline prices, If you're coming from Toronto or Hamilton, they're pretty much the same. Right now, at the time of recording, they're fluctuating anywhere between $1.39 to $1.55. And one thing that's kind of annoying about this area is that you have like peak and off-peak pricing. So if you're not accustomed to that, just know that during the daytime, they'll charge much higher rates for gasoline than they will in the evening time. Actually, once I'm done this recording, I'm going to go out and fill up my tank, because you could save, depending on the time or on the market, as much as 12 cents per liter. Like that's a significant amount if you have a 50-liter tank. And if you have a truck, like that's even greater savings that's there for you. So I like to fill up in the evening time just because it's generally cheaper during those hours. Okay, so what's the next one? We're going to talk about utilities. Yeah, let's get into utilities. Here you have 3: water, electricity, and gas. If you're not from the Ontario region, I don't know if this is actually something that is universal across Canada, to tell you the truth. So let me know where you're coming from. But do you call your electricity bill the electric bill, or do you call it the hydro bill? Because we call it the hydro bill because it derives from hydroelectric generated. and and our supplier here is going to be Welland Hydro, and it's a nonprofit organization. Water is the city. And then you have a couple of different private choices for natural gas. You have Enbridge, which is the big one. And then you have a family-owned supplier, which is Free Gas. And then JustEnergy, I believe that's the other one. No affiliation with any of those. So, do some homework on them. Maybe give them a call and see if they have competitive rates. But those are the 3. And when it comes to water, based on a 1,500 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, probably going to be spending anywhere between $90 to $125 per month, and they bill you quarterly. And for electricity, could be between, I'd say, $70 to $170, and they bill that monthly. And then for natural gas, anywhere between, I'd say, $55 to $300. Depending on the time of year, obviously, in the wintertime, you're going to use more natural gas for your furnace and heat your home. And then in the summertime, you'll use more electricity for your air conditioning unit. But I would say anywhere between, say, $270 to $500 for roughly 1,500 to maybe 2,000 square feet. I want to call out my fellow Welland residents, if you can chime in and just share with us, if you're watching, what your square footage is and how much you're roughly spending on your utility bills, and that way we can help our potential new neighbors. All right, so utilities out of the way. Property taxes. People are actually quite surprised of how high our property taxes are. I'm going to show you the website here. That's not a good example. Let me just get rid of that. The rates, I'm going to use 100,000 just to kind of show you the rates here. It's 1.8%. 1.8% property tax, 1.804 to be more exact. If you want to check out a specific area or a part of the region, you can use this drop-down menu. So you can see Fort Erie, Grimsby. Grimsby is among the lowest. Niagara on the Lake is the lowest in the Niagara region. And then Port Colborne is the highest. And Welland is the second highest for property tax rates. So people get surprised because when they're coming from Toronto, they're like, holy cow, it's actually not that much of a difference in terms of the expense, because I believe they're around 0.7 or slightly over 0.7%. I believe Burlington is 0.9, somewhere around there. So coming to Welland and seeing that double, it raises some eyebrows. What I like about this website is that not only can you check out what the rate is. So say, for example, if we go to Pelham, which is there's a town called Font Hill, just northwest of Welland, you can see that they're at 1.509. So 1.5 is their tax rate. And you can see where the money is going, like how much is going to police, community services, roads. The funny thing about roads is that the municipal government also gets money from development charges for things like this, like roads and expanding infrastructure and that kind of stuff. But you can see how the money is divided up, which is really nice. Don't put the value of the home in here. So say, for example, if we find something that's like 630,000, don't put 630,000 here. Generally with listings, they'll give you a bit of an idea. You do have to perform due diligence, to make sure the taxes are correct. And when taxes are really low, which I'm going to show you a bit of an example, that could mean that the assessment hasn't been performed in a little while, and there is some potential for increases there. Now, I have my website, which you can also search, but I'm going to use Realtor.ca, so that way you can get a map. I'm going to leave both links below so you can check it out, but I want to use this map because if you're not familiar with Welland, you can see how there's like this blue line here. Well, this is water, obviously, but this is the old, let me see if I can zoom out. Ships used to come through the city of Welland, and then they created a bypass. So cargo ships no longer go through Welland, they go around, and this is now turned into the recreational canal, which no motorized boats can go on. But the purpose of me telling you this is because the oldest part of the city is right in the center, and then as you're moving outward, things become newer. So on the edges of the city is the newer stuff. Like you'll have new subdivisions and things. And there's a few neighborhoods, and I'm going to link, or I'm going to put this card up here, and that will show you or give you a breakdown of the different neighborhoods. But there are 3 neighborhoods that have the highest volume, and it's generally around here for Lincoln Crowland, and you can find a lot of affordable homes that are in these neighborhoods, and it's a very broad spectrum. Like you can find stuff from like $299 up to $900,000. Like that's how broad the spectrum is. And then there's 2 neighborhoods down up here. So you have the North Welland area, and then you also have Prince Charles, and those 2 will be the other set that has high volume of inventory. All right, so let's take a look at a max price of $350,000, and you can see these examples over here are going to be like condos, so older condos, but you're not going to see homes in this area for less than that. We have, what's this? Let me see this. Is this? Oh, this is property. So this is just land. Okay. Now, here is technically in the downtown neighborhood, and this is something for $299. Very small lot. It's 25 by 46. See how the annual property taxes are $1,300? I wouldn't be surprised if this goes up by like another $1,000. If it's assessed. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. But if we take a look at this one, this does not have like central air. There's no parking lot. No driveway, I should say. But this is something that if you really, really, really want to, you can get in. I think, quite honestly, you might be able to get this for less than $299. But you have this ductless mini split, and over here you can see that the hot water heater's in its own little closet. This will indicate that there's no basement in this place. But for example, if you're a young person looking to get their very first home, the mortgage should be lower than the price of rent. Like if we go to the calculator here and say, for example, we use the bare minimum. Let's take a look at 30-year if you're a first-time home buyer. Let's go 4.29%. First-time home buyer, so land transfer tax is not there. Look at your monthly payment, right? Like for a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, right? Like, and then you might be able to get some equity in this. If it's your own home, people like to be able to build it up a little bit. If you have some equity or what have you, then you can move from the starter home to something else and then maybe rent this out. Like this is something that can be done, and that's at 4.29. So if we see further cuts in the variable rate, this could be very helpful. And then I think we can see as low as 3.99 on the fixed. What does that look like? Yeah, 14.10. I mean, not much of a difference, but you get the picture. But I also want to show you this example over here, which is $30,000 more, and you get a driveway. There's no garage, but I think that this let me just close this out. This has a lot size of 40 by 100. You can see that the property taxes are around 2,300, right? 2 bedroom, 1 bath, and it's for the price point, it's something to consider as a first time home. And yeah, you have a driveway. This has the deckless mini split as well, and you also have like what looks like a log stove that needs to be inspected by a certified technician to make sure everything is okay. But the floors look better in this place than it does in the last. This looks like the hot water heater closet here, maybe. I don't think this place has a basement, but for $330, if we take a look at it on the calculator side, so go 30 years, a first-time home buyer, 3.29. Yes, right. No land transfer tax because you're under 4,000, I believe. Cash needed to close. Look at that. Like, and it's $1,600 for a 2 bedroom. Like, and it's yours, right? Like, these are some of the things that can help young people, young buyers get into, because this is your starter home. This is not over the top. I mean, and it's yours. I don't know what to say, but Welland can offer that, whereas St. Catharines and Niagara Falls don't really have these types of options, right? So if I increase the price range, let's go for like 6 to 7. This is a very popular price range for Welland. Okay, and you do see examples down here. Let's see, what does it show here? This is okay, interesting. These are going to be almost like apartments, but in these neighborhoods or this part of Lincoln Control, and there are newer builds, so they're not as old, and they can get lovely, And then down here, there's newer neighborhoods as well. Let's see if it would show us. Yeah, these are all new builds. So, for example, I can get into this. Right. Got this little balcony here. These are all brand new homes built within 2018, right? Okay. And then where people really like to go when they're in this price bracket is these neighborhoods here. So this is basically Prince Charles neighborhood. Let's take a look. There's an open house on this one, Endicott. There's this one here. Yeah, let's take a look at this bungalow here. 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Okay, this has 1,300 square feet roughly. Property taxes are about 3,800. 58 by 120. I think this is like a pie-shaped lot, but you could fit 4 cars outside, one single car garage. That looks pretty decent. And then backyard, quite a bit of space. Lots of space here. So say, for example, you want to get out of your semi-detached home in Toronto that's worth $1.1 million or something, and you want to be able to get something bigger, have get out of the city, not have such a city life anymore, get out of the grind. You can buy yourself about 1,300 square feet for half the price of what you sell yours, and you can put the remaining balance in a portfolio that generates dividends for you. Or maybe if you want to get into the landlord business, you can do that too. So you can see this is a pie shape, so you got a considerable size backyard over here. What else we have? Let's take a look at the floors. Looks like hardwood floors. I don't know about you, but I like the round edges of the ceiling. Hard to see the texture here, but this entrance allows you to kind of get in without just plopping right into your living room. I like the color of the cabinetry. I don't know. That's just me. You may differ, but for $649, Ooh, look at those are pretty loud colors. If you need a painter, by the way, I can recommend a painter for you guys. I wouldn't say recommend, but I'll give you a number for someone that I've worked with in the past, and they've done some good work. Um, and then you have like a cinder block here, finished basement. Oh, you got like I didn't see this picture actually. This is like an in-law suite. So that's an example. Let's see if we have any other ones. Do we have any other ones here? We could maybe take a look at. See this one. Look at this one. So 664, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 60 by 192 feet. I think this is pie shaped too. I think I remember seeing this one. Yes, I do remember this one. Okay, so similar type of layout where you're not landing right in your living room here, but it looks like this is a little bit more open. Kitchen not as nice though as the other one, and the floors are not as nice. You got hardwood floor here. You got hardwood floor here. Bathroom not so bad. Looks like it's been updated there. Check this out. You got your old milk doors. I should have asked you guys, like, what do you guys think that door is for? Wood paneling in the basement. What I do like, yeah, this is what I remember. So the other house had cinder block, and this one has poured concrete. Well, it looks like poured concrete. I'm not, a builder, but I prefer this over the cinder block. Large lot, yes. So you do have a pie shape, and then you have an apartment back here. Okay, so there's this pie shape. Does it actually give you an outline? No, but this is pie shape. Anyway, that's an example of something in between, 6 to 7. And if you guys would like to see more of this style of videos in the future, let me know in the comments section below. And then what price range would you like me to examine first? Cell phones. So I moved to St. Catharines, and I was in an office setting before getting into the real estate business, and I was with TELUS. No problem. When I go to a city like St. Catharines or Niagara Falls or Welland, although Welland, depending on where you are, if you're closer to the campus, sometimes it gets bogged down. But generally speaking, pretty decent signal. Once you start getting outside of the cities, service becomes spotty for TELUS. I don't know what it's like for Bell. So if anyone has any experience within the Niagara region using Bell, please let us know in the comments section. Unfortunately, I had to switch to Rogers. I love TELUS service, great service, but I had to switch to Rogers, and that seems to be working now. And obviously, Fido is also a Rogers network. If you are, say, like a traveling nurse and you need to communicate with your coordinator, or perhaps you're in HVAC or plumbing, and your van or truck is your mobile office, or you're a traveling salesperson, whatever, and you need to have connectivity, I would strongly consider, if you're not already with Rogers, to switch on over to them, because they're pretty good. But hopefully there's some other people that will chime in, and hopefully they'll provide us with some different answers. Maybe there might be another carrier. I don't know how Wind is like. I mean, they might be good. I'm not too sure. They are the 4th largest carrier in Canada, but as long as you're within the city limits and you don't really have to move around too much, pretty much any carrier should be okay. Otherwise, you're going to have to consider making a switch if you're not with Rogers. Guys, see this video over here. This video will run through the different neighborhoods of Welland. So if you want to get a breakdown of that, you can check that out. My name is Manny De Silva. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.